From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Toni-Ann.
On this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, Dave and I are back together in the studio. It's been a while. We're going to catch up on what we've missed and see where this episode takes us. Apparently, this is Deirdre's favorite kind of episode, so this one's for you, Deirdre. We're not even going to number this episode because we don't know when we're going to play it, but we are going to have a lot of fun tonight. The next episode of the Disney Crush Podcast is starting right now. David, it's been a long time, and you thought I was ghosting you this weekend.
Oh, you definitely were ghosting me. I mean, there's no way. Listen, wait. You would, okay. Toni-Ann would text me, and then I would text her back. And then it would be silence. Nothing. Hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Next day. And I'm like, she hasn't even responded. No response. And then I look on Facebook. I'm like, oh, she just responded to somebody 10 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago, she just posted something. But she didn't see my thing. Then the next day, I did it again. I text her again. Nothing. Ghosted me. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. 0.0. And I look on Facebook. Oh, 3 minutes ago, she just was on Facebook. So she has to see my message. Yeah. It's okay.
But I wasn't. But do you know how I replied to you this morning? And you said you were just on Facebook 3 minutes ago. And I said, but I was going to the bathroom, and it's appropriate to Facebook from the toilet, but it's not appropriate to call your brother-in-law from the toilet. And I think people would back me on that. Because if we talked on the phone and you heard me flush or something.
No. I'd hear it echoing for one. Because I get caught all the time. Every time I do that, everybody's like, you're in the bathroom, aren't you? I'm like, how did you know that? Because you're echoing, man. You're like, I can tell. Yeah, whatever. That's okay, Toni-Ann. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
David.
Yeah.
So on our last episode, so what people don't know is we have not recorded since March 14th. That was the last time we were in the studio recording with each other. Mm-hmm. That was when we did What's Your Facebook Feed? That's when we recorded that one. And I listened back to it now. We recorded this like almost 3 weeks ago now. And by the time the episode came out, I one of the things I talked about was the Encanto. They were doing auditions for Encanto. And I was speculating, why are they doing auditions for Encanto? Blah, blah, blah. And between the time we recorded and the time the episode played, we already had an answer that there's going to be an Encanto show this summer in Epcot, starting June 10th, the day after I leave Epcot. I'll be in Epcot until June 9th. So, I'm leaving Disney. I'll be at Disney till June 9th. And, So that answered my own question was answered before the show even came out. Was that the walls are coming down in Epcot. And there were a bunch of announcements on the same day. There was 4 announcements. It was how Disney highlights for the summer at Walt Disney World, things that are coming. One of them was this Encanto show, which is coming to Epcot at the Festival Center, Communicore, which is what's behind the walls right now over where Club Cool used to be. And that's going to be open by June 10th. And then the drone show is coming back. There's going to be a new drone show coming to to Disney Springs. There's going to be a new drone show coming to Disney Springs. I guess around Memorial Day weekend, it's when it's going to start. And that'll be there.
Yeah, that makes sense around that time. But the thing, they did it, what was it? Right before the Great Unpleasantness during Christmas.
Right. You saw the one.
And it was, we saw it. And it was like so great. And I'm like, well, they're going to make this a mainstay. They're going to continue to do something like this. And no, they never brought it back.
But the thing that's weird is this show is starting like Memorial Day weekend kind of and running through September, I think, or the end of the summer. And that is the rainy downpour season. Like, why would you start a drone show then? Because they're going to have to cancel shows on occasion during. Yeah,
I guess. But it's like anything. It's like the rides and stuff. Some rides you can't ride when it lightnings and thunders. And so I could see.
Okay.
But I think during Christmas or the winter time would probably be better. I agree.
Right. Weather-wise. So
does Disney do anything that makes sense? I mean, anymore?
No, never. So they also announced this was kind of lame. The Lion King 30th anniversary. They talked about all these things they're going to do at Animal Kingdom starting on June 10th, and half of them were the Pumbaa popcorn bucket, which already exists, and the Timon sipper, which already exists, and then they're going to have a lot of merchandise and probably PhotoPass experiences. So that was not a big deal. And then there was one more announcement, because I was sure that the last announcement was going to be when Tiana's opening. And then the last announcement, they were dropping announcements every hour that day. I was like, it's going to be Tiana. It's going to be Tiana. It's going to be Tiana. And it was the drone show at Springs. So I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. Tiana's supposed to open this summer. So there's a rumor that it's going to be opening July 2nd, because Disney released a press release about all the new critters that are going to be in the ride. And one of them was holding a license plate. And the license plate had 23, which I think that's a number that has some meaning in Louisiana. I don't remember. Maybe that's the highway or something. And then it says 528. And people are thinking, 528 is going to be the cast member previews. Oh, and then 72, and they think 72 is July 2nd. They think that's when it's going to open. But this is total speculation. But it was a bunny that was holding the license plate. So they said, it's an Easter egg. So this is this is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true or not. But
they've been doing testing. They're testing the log ride. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. The music, everything's been tested. So they're getting close.
Joy from Inside Out is coming to Hollywood Studios.
Oh yeah.
She's already she's already around. She's at Epcot. So yeah, that was a weird one. But Inside Out 2 is coming out that week. So that's to coincide with that. So
how are you feeling about Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
I'm excited about it.
Okay, because I know Splash was your favorite ride.
Yeah.
And that's got to hurt. It's got to hurt a little bit. It's got to be a little bit of a twinge when your favorite ride gets completely imagined, if you will.
Right.
Do you think there's any rides? Okay, let me put it to you this way. Are there any rides in Walt Disney World that are off limits? Because let's go through the list, can we? Maelstrom, Alien Encounters, Splash, the Great Movie Ride, Pirates to a little bit extent. They changed a little what else? Country Bears is going to be refurbished.
Yep.
So there's so many. So is there anything that you would say, okay, I get it with Splash. Okay, whatever.
Right.
Country Bears, I get it.
Right.
Pirates, I kind of get it.
Right.
Whatever. Is there anything that is
untouchable?
Limits that's untouchable, in your opinion? I mean, you would think, I would have thought, if I asked you this question 2 years ago, you'd have said, no, you can't touch Splash. You can't touch Splash. No.
I would have thought if you had asked me, I would have thought that Pirates would have been untouchable, 5 years ago. If you had told me, I would have thought Splash would have been untouchable. So yeah, I guess nothing is really untouchable when you think about it. They've even made changes to the Haunted Mansion. They made changes to Jungle Cruise. So I don't know that anything is untouchable. I hope they never touch Carousel Progress, but I don't have faith in them not to ever touch Carousel Progress.
Small World.
I wish they'd touch Small World. Oh
gosh, I wish they'd just bulldoze it. Like you want to bulldoze Dino Land. I want to bulldoze that one. Bulldoze it and start over. Just sorry about the nostalgia. I'm sorry. Just get
I don't know that anything is untouchable.
No. I don't think they'll ever touch. It's a Small World. I really don't. Well, Carousel Progress, I can see they might add a little something to be more in the future, update it a little bit, maybe another scene. But I have a feeling they will never, ever, 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 unfortunately, ever touch It's a Small World.
Well, in California, there's IP in Small World. There's like Alice in Wonderland is in the UK section, and Aladdin is in,
That's cool, though. That's cool.
Right. Yeah.
And I've always said they need to throw Chucky in there. Always just throw a Chucky in there somewhere. Just randomly just put them
Is
right
he
in the white
Fox?
room,
Is he owned by Disney now? Is Chucky owned by Disney?
They own everything. They own it all.
That's true.
Just throw them right in the white room somewhere just to break that up a little bit, because it's so. God, is this going to ever end? This white everywhere. I mean, hello.
I don't know.
Anyway, so you can't find an untouchable, huh? You can't think of one that's untouchable.
I don't think so, because they've messed with everything. They redid the Tower of Terror in California, so that means our Tower of Terror could be touched at any time if they found something to put in there. They can't do it here because of, we already have a Guardians ride, and they used Guardians, so they're not going to give us another Guardians ride, and the other Marvel IP can't be used here. So unless something completely different comes, Rock and Roller Coaster, we all feel like Aerosmith's probably on their last legs. We just don't know what would replace it. I think if Disney was smart, they would, instead of a band, they would use IP. They would maybe do Powerline. People have talked about that, about doing Powerline from Goofy Movie or something else. Disney.
Yeah, I agree.
Disney has the power to come up with an idea and then make the movie. They can do that. They can have something on the back burner and say, okay, we should make the ride into this. Let's make the movie. We'll get it popular, and then we'll do the ride. They can do that. They can do something with Inside Out. Take Rock and Roller Coaster and totally not have it about rock and roll anymore. Yeah.
See, that doesn't bother me. Like some of the other ones have kind of bothered me a little bit, but that one doesn't bother me. I mean, I dig Aerosmith and I dig the whole thing because that's what we've always known. But to change that up, hey, I'm all for it. Change it up a little bit. Make it something new.
Aerosmith is for like people our age. They're relevant, but I think for the people behind us, they're not relevant like they were.
Right, unless it's in a movie or a game. Like the new, what is it? The Grand Theft Auto. I think Tom Petty's in there now.
Oh yeah,
and he's got a whole new following because these kids who's Tom Petty? They didn't know that was an older rock and roller, and they hear that song and they're like, oh, this is some new song, and no, it's an old song.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Right. Yeah.
I remember when Sheryl Crow redid the first cut of The Deepest, and my stepdaughter, she was like, oh, she wrote this great song. And I'm like, she didn't write that song.
I know. I love it when that happens. I'm like, no, that was an old song. That's been around for a long time. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of no, I don't think it's anything. Living with the Land. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, right. No, that's different. That's kind of I don't know. I think, like you said, nothing's untouchable, right? They could
they can redo Splash and Pirates,
yes, there you
and
go.
Jungle Cruise and Haunted Mansion. They can redo anything.
Okay,
because those are the untouchables. Those would have been the untouchables, and they've touched all of them. Okay. They've all been touched. So I don't think so. That's the end of your show, Dave. We're done.
Okay. And the thing about it is all these new ones, we'll look back. Well, we probably be dead, but if we're not, we're still around. Rise might be rethemed one day.
Oh yeah, because there'll be new Star Wars movies,
right? So it's just inevitable. It's just a matter of time before they do something.
I think it's brilliant. Go ahead.
No, it is brilliant. You were going to say it was brilliant?
What they've done with Star Tours over the years, that they've brought in new movies to go into to slip in there as new IP, new Star Wars characters have joined the Star Wars universe, and I hope that they can do that with other things.
Yeah, keep it fresh. Keep it going.
They can, Guardians is a lot of screens. They could, if they ever want to redo that ride, hopefully not anytime soon, but maybe 20 years, 15 years down the line, being that it's a screen-based ride, they can.
Right. And like they changed the music up at one point during Christmas. But
that was horrible.
I'm all for them changing up the music every now and then. Just change it up.
Yeah, that would be great to give us a new experience. Because as you know, every time you ride it, it's different based on the song. Like you really feel the speed of the ride different based on what music is playing. I've found it, because when they play Iran, I feel like it's going so much faster than I feel like it's going when they're playing September for me anyway.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I know the ride's going the same speed, but it just feels
I know it's your
different.
subconscious, but the music's more upbeat. It's more in tune with the ride, and you're feeling it. I get it.
Right.
It's like when I wash my car. I wash my car and wax it, and I get on the road. I'm like, oh my gosh, my car feels so much faster now. It's like just slipping right through this wind.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I want to tell you. I don't know. You were there. You have anything else on this topic you want to talk about? Or you want to talk about our?
I was just curious about. I just was curious because I
don't know. I don't think anything is untouchable. If they could touch the Great Movie Ride, which was the ride that whole park was based on, and Backlot Tour, which was the Backlot Tour was the backbone of Hollywood studios,
right? And
they just trashed it and said
it's all for the taking.
It's gone.
It's
so those iconic rides. I mean, I don't know, Spaceship Earth. But they've redone Spaceship Earth several times already. So
I mean, look, Alien Encounters to Stitch. Hello. I mean, that was used to be one of my favorite.
I know, things. Dave. Let it go, Dave. Let it go.
I know. It's just why did you take it away? I used to love it. The kids hated it.
Because it made the little children cry, Dave.
I know, but I was fine. I'm like, okay, then you guys stay with mom. Dad's going on Alien Encounters.
I don't know. I don't think anything is really. I guess we'll see as the years go by. We have, the last 20 years has flown by. Our kids,
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah, that was not untouchable, unfortunately.
Okay. So we did go over recently.
We recorded our last show, like I said, on March 14th. And then the next day I went to Disney and you came the following day, the 16th. So I went and I saw Deirdre and Scott and Karen, and I saw Amanda. I saw Travis. I saw Mandy and her family. And I think I saw the Apokas at some point. No, I didn't. That was another trip. My trips are all merging into each other.
I know they do that. And if someone is just coming into the show and has never heard us before, all these people you're talking about are who?
They're all people that are listeners and friends of ours.
Cool. Okay.
So, but we went over and I went to Epcot. I did try two things. Michael was with me. I did try, I want to say 2 things at the festival. I tried, and they were both in the French Pavilion. I tried a beignet, which was like a caramel glazed beignet, which had like a Bavarian, like a cream inside. It wasn't that great. Yeah. And I tried the goat cheese croissant, which is an old favorite that came back. They were both okay. But that was all I really tried at the festival. And I was there all weekend.
I know. That's me too. Every time I go, I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. And it really never happens. No. I only try 1 or 2 things.
And Michael wanted lunch at one point. So we went to Regal Eagle. And I went to do mobile ordering. And it was like 11:45. Went to do mobile ordering. And the next pickup time was 1:45.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I guess we're going to have to like wait in line. So we waited in line, and it really, truly is a cluster in that place because you have the order window. And as you know, in a lot of Disney quick services, you'll have a line on both sides of the cashier, and they take one from one side, one from the other side, one from one side, and they alternate. The cashiers work 2 lines. And then you go into like this holding pen where you wait for your food. Well, the holding pen was getting so backed up that there was no room to move. And when you finally did get your tray, you'd turn around and you couldn't get out. It was awful. And then when you got out into the restaurant part, there was no place to sit because so many people were saving seats for their family who was stuck in the holding pen and was probably going to be another hour. Oh. If they were in line, their family wasn't coming anytime soon. So I really feel like this is a case where they really need to not let people sit till they have food, because a lot of people were sitting there with no food that were going to be sitting for a lot longer because that whole process took about an hour in between the line and then the waiting for the food and then the getting of the food. And then I had to walk around looking for a table and there was no tables for me and Mike. And I finally said to a cast member, I said, this is kind of ridiculous. I said, because there's no place to sit. And these people don't have any food that are sitting here. And finally she looked around and she found a family that was leaving. Mm-hmm. And said, are you leaving? And she kind of saved the table for me until I got over there. But there's got to be a better way.
I don't know, but how do you police something like that? How do you really? Well,
there have been times when Disney would not let you sit unless you had food.
So there had to be a cast member that was kind of.
There would be a cast member who would, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I agree with it because that's the same in Hollywood Studios at Backlot Express. Same thing happens there. Mm-hmm. That's a cluster, and it's very popular. And when you go to order your food and try to find a place, there's a quarter of the tables are being held by people that haven't got their food yet. I
remember a time when Columbia Harbor House, when you walked in the door, the cast member would not let you go. You could only go toward the window. They would stop you and not let you go toward the tables. Yep. And they would say, you need to get your food first. Now, the problem with that is that now in that holding pen, you've got a family of 5 instead of just mom. Mm-hmm. That's difficult. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like, but it's so wrong. It's the worst place. The worst place is Casey's Corner. It really, I mean, I remember that Casey's Corner, everybody's walking around with trays and everybody is just sitting at those tables. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair. It's not. So I don't know. And not every, you could say, oh, well, I had my family member wait, but not everybody could do that because I was alone with Michael. I couldn't let Michael sit by himself. Mm-hmm. And so he had to come with me up to the register and I didn't have anybody else to hold me a table. So it's unfortunate. And then when I was done eating, I did not get up until I saw a family walking around with a tray looking for a table. And I said, I waved them over.
Yeah, that's what we do too.
I wasn't letting some person just sit there.
Right. We wait. We wait. We do the same exact thing.
And it's just, what about Andy's freaking lunchbox, Woody's lunchbox? Mm-hmm. That one is the worst. That one is the worst. And the thing about Woody's lunchbox is they know there's not enough tables there. Mm-hmm. And they haven't done anything about it. And how many years now has that land been open?
Right.
It's been over 5 years. So I just feel like that there needs to be a better way. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
they're going to keep it the same, just like they do everything else.
But they have done it in the past. They have policed it. Oh. I know that they used to do it. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Probably gotten into a lot of altercations with guests because guests behaving badly can happen, and they probably said, "Forget it, it's not worth it." I don't know. So I'm trying to think of what else I did. I did. Then I bumped into Deirdre. Came and found us, and me and Deirdre and Michael hung out for a little while. I think we rode Frozen. We rode Guardians. I think we bumped into Scott and Karen at some point. Then from the Mickey File podcast. And then our friend Mandy came, and then we rode Guardians, and we went to Via Napoli, which Scott and Karen talked about on last week's Disney Mickey File podcast. So I don't think I have to go into that anymore. But we had pizza. Shocker! It was good. It was good pizza. It's decent pizza. Yeah, it's good pizza.
But what was interesting was that the pizza window next door to Via Napoli was open, and that's not usually open. So it was open, and let me tell you, the pizza there, it's not the Via Napoli pizza. It's a thicker slice like Sicilian, but it was big. I mean, totally shareable. And I think it's like $9 or $10. So, if that's something, if you're a pizza person and you don't want to make a dining reservation, you might want to try that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And we did the fireworks cruise for Luminous. So I saw Luminous for the first time. Oh,
so tell us, how'd you feel about Luminous?
I thought it was okay, but I liked Harmonious better.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I liked Harmonious better. It was nice. I liked the company that I was with better. I had all those people that I had dinner that Deirdre and Scott and Karen and Mandy and her family, and me and Mike, we all took this cruise together. If you've never taken a fireworks cruise from either Magic Kingdom for Happily Ever After or Epcot for Luminous, I highly recommend it if you have a group of more than 5 people, I think, because it's around $400, but Disney charges $99 to $130 for their fireworks parties inside the park. So if you have more than 5 people, you're going to spend more than the $400. If you have more than 4 people, you're going to spend more than the $400 for the cruise. And this cruise is exclusive to you and your party. And if you have 10 people, which is what we try to get, it's like $30 a person. It's, $38 a person. Because we have pass holder discounts. I just booked one for April and it was like $380 with the pass holder discounts. And so there's 10 of us and it was $38 each. So it comes out cheaper than a fireworks party by more than half. And you get a boat all to yourself and your friends or family. And you get soft drinks and water and snacks, chips, cookies, brownies, Rice Krispie treats, those kind of things. But you can bring whatever you want on the cruise as far as food and beverage, as long as it's not in glass containers. So if you wanted to bring a charcuterie plate or you wanted to bring quick service sandwiches or whatever. And if you want
pizza from Via Napoli.
There you go. Go get the pizza. And then you can bring alcoholic beverages as long as they're not in glass containers. And we do that. We'll make a mixed drink, or we'll get a mixed drink from Hurricane Hannah's, which is right there. Or I think we got one. We were at, when we did the one from the Contemporary, we went to Steakhouse 71 and got drinks in to-go cups, and we're able to take them on the cruise with us. So, yeah. Or you can bring a cooler. Mandy's husband brought a cooler. We had wasn't White Claws. What's the other ones? High Noons. We had High Noons. So whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm not a real I don't really like fireworks that much. But for me, the time of night it is at dusk.
Yeah.
The boat ride out there, and when you have that many friends with you, and you're just kind of enjoying the boat ride and kicking it and just having a good time, and then the boat ride back, it's so worth it.
Yeah,
if you get enough people. The
thing that I say is the boat ride is better for the Magic Kingdom fireworks, because they take you they do it from the Contemporary or the Poly or the Grand Floridian or Wilderness Lodge. All of those resorts have marinas, and you can choose which one you want to leave from. So that ride goes all through Bay Lake, the Seven Seas Lagoon. You see the electric water pageant. It's a nice boat ride, but then your view of the fireworks is a little bit less than ideal because you don't see the projections on the castle, and it's further away because you're outside of Magic Kingdom. You're watching them from the lake in front of the train station, kind of. So you're seeing the fireworks, but you're not seeing any of the projections, and the music is piped in. When you do the Epcot fireworks, which leave exclusively from the Yacht Club Marina, so there's fewer boats, your boat ride part, they take you up to Hollywood Studios, but there's really nothing to see there. And you turn around and then you go back towards Epcot, and they park under the bridge, the French Bridge, right next to, if anybody was with us in 2021 when we had 2022. I keep saying 2021. In 2022, when we had the fireworks party in France for my 50th birthday and Kevin's 55th birthday, they park you right next to that landing under the bridge, and you just have a clear shot of the fireworks. So you're watching the same fireworks as everyone in the park, only better. You have a better view than most of the people in the park. So, the fireworks viewing is superior for Epcot, but the cruise is superior for Magic Kingdom. So you kind of have to, it's a trade-off.
Epcot? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see that. Because Magic Kingdom was kind of far away. I was like, I wasn't, I'm not impressed by
I know
fireworks.
you're not a fireworks person.
But then on the boat, I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of far away. You can't see nothing. I'm like, okay. But just the boat ride and the friends and hanging out, that was the best part.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's still a great view.
It's
I mean,
okay.
people watch the fireworks from the Contemporary or from the Poly Beach or so it's better than that, I think.
I agree. Yeah.
So, yeah. And like I said, you get snacks and soft drinks and soda and water. And they decorated the boat. It was Cam's birthday, Mandy's son. So they had a banner that said happy birthday.
The cast members did, or the
cast members.
Oh, cool.
They ask you when you book it, are you celebrating anything?
What are you doing? Okay, good deal.
Yeah. So if it's a birthday or anniversary, they do have banners for that.
Okay.
So that was fun. And the next morning, we went to Ravello for character breakfast. Now, I just did this in February with Mandy, so I did it again. I mean, I did it in February with Samantha, my friend Samantha, for Princess, and we had the bottomless mimosas when I went for Princess because I was kid free, so I was whooping it up. But for this breakfast, I had Michael with me, so I didn't get the bottomless mimosas. But first of all, here's the thing. We originally booked a reservation for 12 because we were expecting other people that had to back out. So it turned out to just be 8 of us at this breakfast. But because we had booked it for 12, they had us in a private room, which was kind of neat and good to know that if you can make a reservation for 12 there, and they serve dinner too. So if you make a reservation for 12, there's a good chance you're going to be in a little private party room, which was kind of nice, especially with Michael, because Michael got up and walked around and it was kind of good for him. And he wasn't bothering anybody because it was just our group, and he just kind of circled around the table or whatever. And the characters were fine. The characters came and found us. I remember our friends when Topolino's first opened, they put them in a side room and they didn't even see the characters because the characters forgot about them. Yeah. The characters did not forget about us. We got to see the characters. The interesting thing I found out from our server, as soon as I sat down, Ravello serves breakfast 7 days a week. Ravello has character breakfast on Thursday and Saturday. And it's $48. It's a character buffet. And they just have the buffet. It's $48 with the characters. And they give you a little card with kind of a cocktail menu. And that includes bottomless mimosas, which are $22, and bottomless Bloody Marys, which are $23, plus a selection of a lot of other breakfast cocktails, coffee drinks, and things like that. So I asked my server, do you only serve the bottomless mimosas and bottomless Bloody Marys for the character breakfast, or do you serve them 7 days a week? And he's like, oh no, we serve those 7 days a week. So a lot of our friends are upset because Steakhouse 71 stopped the bottomless mimosas. I am happy to tell you that Ravello has bottomless mimosas, bottomless Bloody Marys 7 days a week, and they are stronger than Steakhouse 71, and they have a choice of 6 juices, which you can get a different juice every time, every round. So yes, they do have bottomless mimosas 7 days a week. The buffet is $40 during the week when it's not characters, but they also have an a la carte menu, so you don't have to get the buffet. They have like $16 things, and you don't have to get the $40 buffet.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So you can go and get your bottomless mimosas on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday without characters and not spend the $48.
Wow, that's amazing, Toni-Ann, that Disney taketh away and then Disney giveth. Wow.
Well, it's the 4 seasons. But you have to know the 4 seasons is literally, it's in Golden Oaks. So you get to go pick out your lottery house while you're there.
Nice.
And you, so it's right there next to Fort Wilderness. So if you're going to Uber there, it is no more expensive to Uber there than it is to Uber to Magic Kingdom, because it's literally right next to Fort Wilderness.
Yeah, it's on Disney property, basically. Right.
Yeah, it used to be a Disney golf course, that land. And if you drive there, you can valet, and the resort, the restaurant will validate your valet parking. So there's that. Yeah. And you can, like I said, you can get a motor coach like Samantha and I did. You get a bus to the parks if you're going to the parks afterwards. So it was nice. And my server was nice to tell me that we can have our mimosas every day that we
I like that. And I like the different juices that go along with it.
They had pineapple and guava and orange, cranberry.
That's cool.
Peach.
Like
we had a peach one with Samantha. There were 6 juices. I counted them. I just don't remember off the top of my head what they were. But so that was good. But I didn't have the mimosas this time.
I know. Well, sorry for that.
Michael had, I think, a $50 plate of I think there was a muffin and a pancake.
Yeah, well.
So, and Goofy's pictures, he has a photographer with him. So those are included for free. Even if you didn't get the memory maker or you don't have, those pictures are free. They give you the card and those pictures are included with your breakfast. So that's nice too. We got a lot of pictures. We went to Animal Kingdom that day. I don't know. It was Animal Kingdom. I don't remember anything memorable to talk about my Animal Kingdom.
Wow, how dare you dismiss?
Well, no, it was a good day, but I mean, we rode some stuff.
Okay.
I think we rode Everest and we didn't ride.
Did you see the kangaroos? Did you see kangaroos while you're there?
I did not see kangaroos.
Figures.
But some friends of ours saw kangaroos later that week and confirmed that I am not telling stories. There really are kangaroos at Animal Kingdom. And Amanda Bond went back this week with her husband, and she also sent me a video of kangaroos. Okay. So there are kangaroos at Animal Kingdom, regardless of what my naysayer friends say.
I think all you guys are into some conspiracy thing. There is no kangaroos there.
Yeah, there's kangaroos. So we have to go find them in April when we go. Okay. We rode Flight of Passage. We rode Everest. I don't know that we did a whole lot. We had ice cream because I didn't have ice cream. Michael had ice cream and the kids had ice cream.
Did you Navi?
We did do Navi. Yeah, we did Navi River Journey. We did Flight of Passage. We did Everest. And I think that's all we rode. Mandy's kids did the Boneyard, and I saw Donald Duck in Dinoland, and we went to see Tough to Be a Bug because we haven't done that in a while, and we know it's going away. So we did go see Tough to Be a Bug.
Okay, good. Did you go to Nomads?
No, we were with kids. We had kids with us. No, that was it. That was our day, and that was basically it. Michael was tired. Unfortunately, I have this $100 gift card to Patina restaurants that I can use at Maria and Enzo's Hideaway, Pizza Ponte, or Morimoto.
And nowhere near any of that.
No, Michael wanted Pop Century Food Court for dinner that night.
Well, whatever. Hey,
and I had a gift card for Landry's, and while we were at Animal Kingdom, we were getting ready to leave, and it was getting to be almost dinner time. I said, Mike, do you want to go to Yak and Yeti? No, I want to go to Pop Century. So we went to Pop Century Food Court, Dave. Pop Century Food Court.
It's fine dining. He knows his cuisine.
I can't stand it, but that is Michael's favorite place to go, is the food court at the hotel.
Interesting.
So and then the next morning I left. So, because the next day was St. Patrick's Day, and I came home and made corned beef and cabbage and went to my mom's house. So that was my weekend at Disney. Now you went on Saturday to Raglan Road, which was the day before St. Patrick's Day. Were they doing stuff for St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, we just went for the day. Yeah, it was all. Yeah, of course they were. They were jamming it up, boy, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while we were waiting, we were waiting for Deirdre. We were meeting Deirdre to go into Raglan Road.
For our new listeners, who's Deirdre?
That's a friend of ours, a good friend of ours, Deirdre Watts. Thank you.
She's not just a friend; she's a good friend.
She's a good friend. Yes, she lets me shower in her showers, and yeah, she's a great person, great person, great friend,
I'm sure she does.
So we were waiting on her. Not waiting on her. We got there a little early, so we're kind of hanging out, and we were taken aback again by the line at Gideon's. It was early, 10-ish, maybe 10:30ish. I don't know, early. Springs kind of just opened up. There wasn't anybody there, but there was a ton of people in line for Gideon's, and the line went around the building all the way back. I took a video of it, and I couldn't believe how long this line was for these Gideon cookies. And you know, me and Veronica's feelings on Gideon's cookies. So we're waiting for Deirdre, and I had this idea. I said, you know what? Veronica says, you know what would be funny is for you to get in line for Gideon's. So when she comes, you know, Dave's in line for Gideon's, and everybody knows I don't do that. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I will. So we went around the back, and the guy said, no, you can't get in line right now because it's just for the virtual queue and, you know, whatever. So we just said, okay, forget it. So we're standing there waiting, and I had this idea. I said, you know what? I'm going to go try and cut in front of somebody and see what they say. Like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, and I know it was kind of
like you could get punched.
Well, maybe, right. I know it was kind of
nervy.
Thank you. Nervy is a good word. Yeah. I said, but I'm going to have my recorder, and I'm just going to see what people say. So what I did is I walked up and down the line, and I looked, and I saw people and the couples and two guys together, a couple girls together, and I'm like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And then I seen this big guy. He's like 6 foot, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, with a St. Patty's Day shirt on, with his wife. And I just walked over, and I said, excuse me, do you mind if I get in front of you guys? And you know what he did? He goes, no, that's fine. He actually picks up the rope and goes, no, come on in. And I looked at him. I went, are you serious? He goes, yeah, come on in. He goes, a couple girls were here a while ago and they left, so it's not going to hurt us anything. So go ahead.
Oh my God.
The lady behind him looked at me like, you're kidding me, right? Like she was getting ready to pounce on me and say something. And the guy was like, no, go right ahead, man. Go, you're fine. And I said, you're really serious? He goes, yeah, I don't care. Go ahead. And to make things even worse for the lady behind them is that we were like the third couple next to go in the door. I went to the very front of the line, knowing that someone's going to say, no, you can't come in here. The guy let me in.
Wow.
Yeah, let me in. Like, no problem. So I recorded him a little bit, but I think my recording messed up and I didn't get the recording. But yeah, he was like, no problem, man. Go ahead. And then I finally told him, I said, no, dude, I'm just joking. This is a joke. He goes, well, you're fine. If you want to stay, go ahead. I don't care.
Oh, well. And you gave the lady in front of him a Disney Crush magnet because, you know, she's your favorite person now.
Yeah. No.
Or you're her favorite person now.
I don't carry merch in the parks. I wish I did, but I hardly ever carry merch. But I did actually have some coasters. And so I gave him a coaster.
Cool.
But yeah, so we went to Raglan Road, and the food was amazing.
Yeah.
The place was completely packed because it's St. Patty's. Mm-hmm. We were kind of in the back corner, so we couldn't really see that well, the performers, but it didn't matter because we were with Deirdre and we had a good time just hanging out. But the food was amazing, as always. Yeah, I love Raglan Road. Mm-hmm. We went and had ice cream at Salt and Straw.
Oh, yeah? What kind of ice cream did you have? Anything interesting?
I didn't have anything. Veronica got, I think it was cookie dough, or I forget what she got. She got something. Okay. I forget. Okay. But no, it was good. It's okay. Ice cream, as far as ice cream goes. And then we left there and headed over to Hollywood Studios and hung out there for a while and then came home. It was just a good one-day trip. Had a great time with Deirdre.
How was the drive?
Oh, the drive's fine when we're coming from the way we go now. Yeah, because we're not on I-4 and stuff. So we don't mind it at all. No, it was a good drive.
So I've been hearing good things about Summer House. So I really want to try that now.
Yeah, a lot of stuff about Summer House. A lot.
Even our friend Glenn Kessler, who does not like the one in Maryland where by his house, even he conceded that the one in Disney Springs is good. So,
I know, I saw that and I was surprised by that.
He does not. He's given that one in Maryland several tries. Mm-hmm. He's given it several chances. Has never had a good meal there. So he was not excited about this coming to Disney Springs, and they tried it last week and said it was really good.
Yeah, I did see that. The lemon cookies, I guess, a big popular thing.
Yeah, they have a cookie bar. Yes, they have a cookie bar. Mm-hmm. I know you're a fan of the cookie bar, but yeah, I'm thinking of going there for Mother's Day. So we'll see.
Good.
That's really about it, Dave.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye.